Hello everybody, my name is Spooky. Welcome back to another stadium build video. Today we are talking about the Zarya AoE build that kind of focuses around weapon power, ability power, and using her powers specifically to create AoE pressure through ability damage. And when they can't get out of the ability damage, you can farm them up with a high energy beam. This build really does have it all. You can run this against just about everything. It's going to be more effective against some more than others, but overall, I can adapt to just about everything. So this is kind of my go-to build for Zarya right now. I'm going to run you through a quick breakdown of it, and then we're going to go into a quick play game. Anyways, enjoy the video. All right, so starting with Power 1, Volskaya Vortex. This is an absolute powerhouse of an ability. This is after a barrier is cast, Particle Cannon secondary fire spawns a slow-moving vortex that deals 80 ability damage over 2 seconds. It's a pretty solid amount of space that you can see from this. When you shoot this vortex out there, it does AoE damage for that 80 on top of the targets in there. And I'm telling you, this is like the basis of your spam. This does scale off your ability power. So we're actually able to scale a little bit early into ability power, which I don't do with builds very often. So this is a very unique build in the fact that I don't mind scaling up my ability power in the early and mid game when usually I save it for late game. So in this build, we're going to be grabbing compensator, ammo reserves, just to make sure we can get some solid damage and we don't have to reload too often, and then power playbook to scale up that vortex a little bit. Now going on to our second set of powers and items, major flex. This is any barrier that you do is going to deal 25 ability damage scaled off that ability power, increased by your energy as well, to enemies within 5 meters every 1 second. So that means if I cast a bubble on a friendly, you can see the little AoE that's happening around it, and it also happens around me as well. Anybody that is near me is going to get that AoE damage every 1 second, and this actually does help scale up your damage quite a lot. And it's really nice that it's able to just get some really good AoE. You're passively going to get this power. It scales up great with everything that you got in this build. Now for our items, custom stock, great value item, especially when you're doing split builds like this one. 5% weapon power, 10% ability power, 10 health, all for $37.50. Very good item to get early on. Multi-tool is going to be our next item to get our ability power and then our cooldown reduction. And we're also going to be getting icy coolant to get that 10% and also scale up our weapon power. So we're going to be grabbing these first. Now, once you can upgrade your ammo reserves, if you have additional credits, that's when you can upgrade ammo reserves to stockpile to get our 10 health, 5% attack speed, 25% max ammo, just to make sure that we're scaling up our ammo along with everything else. Now, going on to our third power, Containment Shield. This is the barrier is going to heal the target for 5% of your max life every 1 second and grants 20% move speed while active. And that is not that's not like constantly healing. It's more of a burst healing every 1 second. And you can see that as we go up to here and take a little bit of damage from these rockets. Give me just 1 second to show you. All right, so now that we have our damage, you can see when I do it, it's going to burst the healing. You can see on my health bar there. So for every three-ish seconds, right, 2-3 times, it's going to pulse to get you a little bit more healing. Just a great passive thing that you can do, but it also works on your friendlies too. So if I'm doing the friendlies, it's also going to be healing them based off my max HP. So it's just a good way to scale up a little bit more survivability for you and your team as you scale this up. Then we're going to be finishing up these greens. We're going to be upgrading these. Superflexer is my go-to #1 in this build. This is the first item that I get because it's such a large value for Zarya. 10,000 for Superflexer. You get 25 health, 10% of weapon power, and then when you deal weapon damage or healing, you gain 5% ability power for 3 seconds, stacking up to 5 times, which is 25% ability power. And it stacks up so quickly with Zarya. You can just beam them for like a second. You can see it stacks up to that 5 real quick, real easy. You don't need to like do that much. It stays procced all the time when you're playing Zarya. And it's one of those things, it scales up your bubble health. It scales up your ability damage that you're doing with your items. You get your weapon power from there. There's just so many good things that scale off this item that Superflexer is really the cornerstone of this build. Then going on to Codebreaker, I would only grab Codebreaker, obviously, if a tank is running armor. If they have a lot of armor and they're not running a shield, I'm going to grab Codebreaker for sure. If they have armor and they have a shield, this is all going to depend on what they're playing. If they're playing a very heavy shield item or a heavy shield build where you're not going to be able to get that much damage on them to like actually need that armor reduction, you can skip this and then go on to like Lumerica Fusion Drive to get the ability power to scale up your AoE instead. because that's actually going to be able to get a solid amount of damage, and that's going to go through the armor anyways. So you can scale up to that. But if you're like facing like an Orisa without a shield, or like Reinhardt and he's like charging in and he's not investing in shield, or Hazard, for example, Codebreaker is definitely one you want to get. I wouldn't get it against Junker Queen, obviously. She doesn't really run that much armor, so it's not really that much of an issue. So everything else should be pretty good. So for now, we're going to select Codebreaker, and then we're going to be upgrading our ammo again, finally, to Commander's Clip. This is going to get us our 40% max ammo, 10% attack speed, and when we use an ability or a gadget, we're going to restore 10% of our max ammo. Really good for just keeping our ammo up while we're doing these long, drawn-out fights, especially with more, like, maybe higher HP tanks. Keeps your uptime on your beam, so you can really focus on just tracking and not having to worry about when you're going to run out of ammo to finish up those targets that you're chasing. Now, what works really well with this is that once we can scale up, let's say, custom stock for this gadget, that's also going to help us refill our ammo. But also, Super Serum is an insanely good item to combo with Commander's Clip, because it refills your ammo when you use this item. So when you're getting low on ammo, you can press Super Serum. It's going to refresh your ammo immediately. And make sure you press that before you start the reload animation, or else it's still going to go through with it. So make sure you do the Super Serum before you hit the reload animation. It's just going to keep going. Just keep an eye on that. Or, you know, if you're like really popping off and you see that you want to get a little bit more burst of, actually not a little bit, a lot of burst of damage, Super Serum is really good, especially against with Codebreaker comboed against armored tanks. Oh my god, it absolutely melts them. It's so nice. This has worked out so nicely in the late game, especially against Orisa and Ryan and Hazard. I've noticed has been really good. Our final power is Life Lift, and this is just going to increase the size of your particle barrier, so your self bubble, and it's going to increase the health of all your bubbles by 50% based on your bonus max life. Now, we're not scaling up into max life. Again, this is just something to give us a little bit more sustain while we're doing things. And this also does not scale your major flex radius, so it's still going to be around the same radius that it was before, with or without the power, so we don't scale off that. But it is going to make the bubble bigger, so you can get some more energy a little bit easier as you're charging up, because a lot of stuff does scale off your energy with this build. And then finally, our final item that we have in this build is the America Fusion Drive. This is anytime you use an ability or a gadget, you're going to restore 50 armor shields over 3 seconds. On top of our flat items ability power, 50 armor, 15% ability power to scale everything up. This is just, again, great for sustain to scale up our AP things. By this point, you're going to be feeling really good. It's going to feel like a really solid build in most scenarios. So you're going to be looking pretty good. All right, so that's the build. We're going to show you and talk about it in a quick play match here coming up right now. So make sure to like the video on your way in if you have not already. And let's get started with some quick play with the AoE Zarya build. Let's go, baby. All right, we're playing against, a Winston, Cassidy, Genji, Ana, Brig. So this shouldn't be too bad. Plenty of stuff, especially the AoE we're going to be using quite a bit. Especially on the back line, it's going to be nice in that Brig and Ana, because they're going to be playing close together. So let's start off with our Volskaya Vortex, Compensator, Ammo Reserves, Power Playbook. It's going to be the play. All right, let's go. Round one. A bit of speed here. So what kind of spam we have. Might save my bubble for that monkey jump. I got to see where he's playing from. Actually, I'm going to bubble my cast here just to help him out a little bit. We get that Vortex over on the Ana. Once I say that cast, he's the big damage. Need to make sure I can get a little bit of that charge. But again, I'm just trying to zone right now. So it's going to be a little bit slower, less flashy with the Zarya, just because they're running Winston right now. So I'm going to have to bubble my backline a little bit more. Let's rotate back a little since we're down one. There's the Winston jump. Save our bubble for that. AoE on the back line. There's that cast. Easy pick, maybe. And again, every time we use that bubble, we're going to be looking for that right-click Vortex. Burn that bubble for a sec. And he's one. Big Vortex here, maybe. There you go. Huge play. I'm going to push the back line now a little bit. Guess that bubble wasn't in time. I'm pretty sure I put that bubble before the Deadeye, but that's fine. All right, 89 to grab. Should be looking all right here. Some more of this. I might actually... he's got Primal, so I can't really solo grab yet. Actually, let's do it right here. It's actually a huge grab. A lot of value on that one. I'll take that. Kind of got lucky with the monkey jumping back into it, too, just to get that extra value. Turned into a quite large grab. Let's make sure we Vortex on their way out because they're going to be rotating through it. There you go. Very nice. I'm going to push this Ana now. There's 1 HP. Hit this on the brig. There you go. Huge. Ana's low again. Just going to pressure her back so she has to get back to that spawn. Wait for our healers here. He's got some good pressure. I don't know who's dying right now. Nice. Get that Vortex back on the Ana. It's to our left. Yeah, I have no bubbles for that one. That Deadeye's really messing with us. 14 seconds. We should get another touch here. As long as we don't, like, super stagger. Maybe. Nah. Arjuna's going to have to be the one to touch here. Let's see. Does she get it? Okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. The solo will have to sustain her a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be enough for us to get back, though. It's all right. Going into round 2. We scale up here a little bit. Pretty good value, though. 4,600 damage, especially against the Winstons. Not too bad. We're probably either going to have to peel back for the Winston with the bubbles every time he goes in to help farm it up. Outside of Primal, not a bad idea. Or we use the Vortex and full send it on the Brig and the Ana, just depending on where their DPS is. Or possibly even Cassidy if he's overextended a little bit. So going into round 2, let's get our major flex. Great AoE. This is going to be really good, especially to bubble our friendlies when Winston jumps in on them. So it gets that knockback and the 25 damage while they're trying to play it. So if I see Winston going for my backline, I am not going to hesitate to use that bubble to kind of deny him that jump. It's going to be really big for us. Custom stock to start scaling up. Multi-tool, scale up our cooldown reduction or ability power. Stockpile to upgrade, which means I'm going to sell ammo reserve so we don't have too much ammo. And just enough to buy icy coolant. It's looking pretty good here. I think we are meant to be fully stocked up this round. So not too bad. It looks like the Cassidy's getting a lot of value. In the Ana, the Ana's got 27k credits. But to be fair, I've been seeing Ana players overall are getting a lot of credits right now. So I think there might be something a little skewed on the Ana credit thing. So I think it looks like the Cassidy probably is doing most of the heavy lifting right now. So we just got to keep an eye on that, which makes sense. His dead eyes have been quite large. So we're going to be looking more at that. All right, here we go. Round 2. I probably should have stocked up my Vortex there early. Yeah, so you can actually stock that up before the round starts, just in case. Let me bubble this here, too, for the front line. Get the nice AoE Vortex right there. Genji, no dash. I would love to bubble you. There you go. I would love to get that bubble. Okay, zone this out for a little bit. Yeah, the Cassidy's still doing most of the heavy lifting, looks like. There you go, good cap. 5 seconds to my next bubble. Sorry, homie. I'll try to block for you. There you go. Very nice. There's that dive. I gotta bubble it up for me. Breaks 1. Zone out that corner there for anybody peeking it with that Vortex. Really is all about that positioning right now. It's where I'm putting that Vortex. Really needs to be like, I need to assume where people are going to be playing. Not where they're at right now, but like where they're going to need to play. So that's why it's a lot of like doing the Vortex behind them or like at corners that are going to be like really important for them to be able to push up to. I'm farming this right now a little bit. There we go. Get a Vortex right there. The crossing. Yeah, looking for that monkey jump. There you go. That was actually a great bubble there. Zoning here for the corner where they're going to push through. There we go. Almost got me on that shield bash too. Back to the corner so they can't beat that. Ooh, almost got it. All right, 85%. They used a lot of econ for that, so it should be good. Yeah, we've got just about full econ. So I saw what Primal, Deadeye, Rally. I don't think I saw Nano though. So we'll see. This graph should be pretty big. So looking pretty good. Let's preload our Vortex here. There we go. Keep our Genji up. This could be a big grab here. Let's hit it right at the corner there. Pull him up a little bit. There you go. Double Vortex there in the grab. That Nano, I'm probably just going to be looking at this Ana. Zone her out a little bit so she can't heal that. Currently antied. Nice. All right, looking real good. Yeah, the Vortex comboed with the grab, really, really good. So if you have those bubbles ready to go, you hit a big grab. Don't be afraid to hit those bubbles and then hit a Vortex in the grab to get that extra AoE. Now remember, you can Vortex every single time you use that bubble. So if you have to, double it up, you know, double it up. All right, everybody, we're looking real good right now. Let's go into our round 3 power Containment Shield, get our healing for ourselves and our teams based off of our max life, which is pretty good. Pretty solid amount of healing, not like broken or anything, but it's good sustain for this. I really like how this fits in the later rounds. Once people start getting more ability power, more weapon power, it helps out a lot, especially with your supports, with those dives to help sustain them a little bit longer. So let's sell our power playbook. Remember, Superflexer, it's the cornerstone of this build. I'm going to be grabbing this first almost every single time. Now Monkey does have armor, so Codebreaker could be good if I want to try to sell something off for it, but I only have 8k, so I'm not really going to worry too much about that just yet. I think I'm going to scale up into let's do, I think I'm just going to grab 20% extra ability power just to help scale that up with our Nano Cola, give us a little bit more damage with our Vortex and our bubbles, as well as give our bubbles some more HP, so we can get some more charge off of them. All right, here we go. Round 3. Feeling good. I might even bubble our Cassidy first here as he goes in. There you go. Fantastic. Remember, use that Vortex to zone out high population, like really important chokes for them to play in. So they can't really play. It's almost like a zoning mechanic. So they either take the damage or they play in a really bad spot. I want to go down quick, though. Yeah, it's a lot of damage there. Looks like we had some trouble pushing in through the choke. Yeah, especially with Freya. I'm not too surprised. This point's going to be kind of hard. Freya, Mercy, Juno. That first point there, not really too friendly to flyers unless you can get in as a team of 5. And take advantage of those flanks, that left and right side of the point. Go. Bubble that for my Cassidy. Just double that dive. Yeah, he goes down here. Not a problem. Our Freya is face tanking a Monkey right now. Love to see that. I have no bubble yet. I'm probably just going to grab this. Oh, I missed him. I thought he was going right on that one, too. Damn. Sorry, probably live this for a little bit. Okay. Primal's out. Ah, man. I thought that was going to be a really big... I thought they were a little bit closer to me, so that dive was going to be the perfect pirate for that grab. That's all right, though. This is definitely, I think this is just going to be their steamroll map right now, it looks like. Maybe get a, ooh, I might be able to get this, actually. Oh, damn, I didn't bubble in time. There you go. Okay, cool. We'll give him the second round here. No problem. Yeah, that first point's really tough. It's a Throne of Anubis steamroll, dude, that we're all used to. I think the rest of them should be fine. I can't really think of many more maps where we're not going to be at least somewhat effective, right? That's probably the big one. All right, powder keg mine. Looking pretty good. All right, let's get rid of the Nano Cola. Let's go back to our build. Codebreaker, I'm going to grab... I don't know if I'm going to grab it because I don't think I can burst the Monkey down quick enough to like want to be able to use it unless I can stock all of these together. So what I might actually do is get a little bit more survivability first with Lumerico. Upgrade stockpile to Commander's Clip here so we can get more some more survivability as we do this. All right, let's preload our Vortex. There we go. Just trigger a bubble and spawn. All right, here we go. Round 4. Let's go. Let's not forget about that Vortex we have preloaded. We're going to be doing it right at the choke here. So I'm going to get a nice strong angle here out to start. We actually hit him with the double vortex too if we like. Right on that Cassidy. Hit it again right in that corner. There we go. Riggs low. There we go. Nice. Get some of our healing. Where's that monkey? There we go. Vortex. I would like to kill this Cassidy. He kind of gets away with a lot. There we go. There's the monkey back again. Bubble up my Freya. The Vortex out. Almost got our first grab. It's looking pretty good. Oh, I'll take a nice little counter on that one. Ana's kind of free. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep their supports back. Oh, that's a nice boop. Yeah, no, I'm cooked. Yeah, the anti and the boop were really good to get me out of position. Big res, though. Oh, my God, big res. Wait, how about my Mercy out? There you go. Very nice. Hey, wait a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'm getting primal. Honestly, this is fine. Maybe get a nice little vortex in the Ana there. Cassidy out. Okay, I can't really chase this monkey all day. As much as I'd love to. We got 2 people on payload still, so we're looking pretty good. I just need our bubble for our Mercy. Ah! And he's pretty low. We're getting back into that. Very good. Oh, I'm down bubbles. This might be bad. Not the nano on the brig. This could be bad. Nice. Okay, we're 99.5%. We're like right there. What if we can C9 that? We got time. We got time. 6 seconds. We should be able to get a touch here. Might need to use the bubble to speed through. God, this respawn timer is killing us right now. Let's go. Let's go. Big play here. Big play. Just got to get on our payload before they get to theirs. Okay, here we go. Right in time. Oh, okay, we win. Very nice. Yeah, I think they all peeled back for their payload there, so they just all got off. All right, that'll work. Man, I thought that was going to be a real nail-biter fight there, but we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, here's the stats so far. 9k damage, 2k healing, 2800 mitigation. Still not too bad. Especially against Monkey, who's like Zarya's basically direct counter. We're doing pretty all right for the most part. So especially like credits. Usually you see those direct counters. Usually you take a pretty big hit to credits, but this build, especially with the AoE, seems to cut through that. Kind of mitigates that or off balances that hard counter. All right, going into a final round here in our quick play match, we're going to be doing Life Lift. Remember, bigger bubbles and larger health pool. Now that we've scaled up our bonus max life, this gets a lot of good value here in the late game, just for survivability for ourselves and for the bubbles that we throw on our teammates as well. So we're just going to start upgrading these things. Now, this is the fun part too. Super Serum. So if we find a good opportunity where our primary fire is going to be able to get a lot of direct damage to a hero, that's when I'm going to be triggering the Super Serum. Or if I'm like low on ammo and I need more ammo, like I need to continue shooting, I might even use that just to refill my ammo and get more damage. So that Super Serum looks pretty good. Code Breaker, we can upgrade now, just help out with the monkey a little bit. It's either that or I go for like a bubble break, like salvage slugs or something, but I don't really think that that's going to be that creative an item. It's going to be very niche, so I'm not going to too worry. And then Icy Coolant, we've got plenty of credits, so I think I'm just going to go up and grab some Eye of the Spider just to get little silly goofy here with our damage, so we're looking pretty good. We've got 50% weapon power, 15 base ability power. Remember that scales up with Superflexer to that 40%, 20% attack speed, and then 40% of our clip size. So a nice balance build here. All right, round 5. Let's do this thing. We take on the dub. Preload a Vortex real quick. Let me see where everyone's playing here. Keep trying to get in their back line. Oh, dang. That's a tough one. Yeah, it looks like they won the fight on the right, and then they're just able to rotate back to me, so... I probably should have played a little bit closer to my team with that monkey. I think I'm gonna do that in this next fight. Instead of kind of full send it to their back line, I think I'm just gonna kind of play defensively. Let's get picking the monkey. Genji dead. There you go. We get in quick. Little AoE there. I really kind of want to chase this Cassidy down. There we go. That Super Serum helped out a lot to melt him through that. I needed to kill him quick. Here's the Brig. Might save this for like an anti or something, depending on where the Ana is. There we go. Push back now. Gotta see what the monkey's doing. Would love to bubble that. I would love to bubble that. I would love. There we go. Cassie's pretty low. All right, I think it's time for us to get a little silly crazy here. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Huge grab. Massive value from friendly Zarya. There's that bubble for him. Got our Vortex ready to go. Just zone out that window. I'm going to back up here a little bit. There you go. Get a nice little bubble, and then I can play back with my team now. Kind of force out that dive. Don't play in the open. Don't have to, like, overcommit to that payload right now. There you go. Yeah, we got plenty of advantage. Bubble for the res. And the nano. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a lot of econ. It's a lot of econ. That should be fine. We got time to get back here. They haven't hit checkpoint yet, I don't believe. So I don't think we're going to get the fast spawn. Freya's going to have 10 seconds. Let's see if she gets the fast spawn. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, cool. All right, we should get fast spawn here. Very cool. I'm going to go for main. Yeah, I'm going to play nice and safe in the open. A lot of econ they just popped there, so... I don't mind zoning this up a little bit. I'm going to have to take care of this while they take care of monkey. That's 2 down. That's not good. Uh-oh. That's not good. I think that might take this game. Ah, that's such a bummer. That was such a good fight too, and we had better econ. Damn. That's a bummer. Nice pick from our Freya though. Yeah, no, that Cassidy was just, I think, just kind of diffing us a little bit. Not too bad though. Here's our final stats. Game match, 90 or 29k damage, 12k mitigated, 4k healing, 84,000 credits to take home. Not a bad match. Really good though. I would say for going up against kind of one of Zarya's bigger counters, like overall. Not too bad. Not too bad. I was pretty happy with it. So, great build. I love running it. You can run it in just about everything without really feeling like you're throwing, so it's real nice. If you just want to load up and just not really think too hard about it, just make sure you proc those vortexes out on those like big corners and stuff like that where you need to, where people are rotating into. Or just, you know, if it's like a static tank, you can kind of use them more in the tanks and stuff like that. So, solid build. Give it a try out today, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the AoE Zarya build.